Hello and welcome to the Half-Assed Homestead. My name is Angie, and our nation is in serious trouble. We're in debt. National consumer debt is at $17.57 trillion. That's up $2.75 trillion from 2019. That is an increase of over 15.5%. The average credit card debt per person is $7,236. The overall average debt per person is $106,000, and only 40% of our nation can cover an emergency over $1,000. If this sounds like you, or if you take major issue with the statistics, you've come to the right place. In a recent video, we discussed food security and preparedness, and I think I'm going to delve a little deeper into this subject today. Our goal here on the homestead is to become debt-free. And as somebody cleverly left a comment that being in debt is the equivalent to slavery, and I couldn't agree more. And I am going to share with you some of the things that we are doing or have done to work toward our debt-free goal. The first is saving for large expenses like home repairs, car maintenance, car repairs, having to buy a new car, or planning out for larger projects like our orchard. It wasn't an overnight thing and it required quite a bit of money, but we took our time and we took the route of delayed gratification, and it's going to pay off in the future. Maybe not quite yet. Which leads into the next topic of buying things that make you money or create a bartering leverage. Some instances include like our orchard, the sawmill, livestock and like processing equipment, canning supplies, sausage supplies, gardens and produce. We make wine and mead. I even, and you OGs will remember, have a lot of house plants, and we leverage these things for barter. And we also use them like making firewood for a little bit of extra cash flow. For these things, we kind of keep track of how much money we invest into the startup. And we also track what we're pulling in from these things. Like with the chickens, we have a little bit more invested on our end financially, but we are getting those eggs back. We do eat a lot of eggs. And like with the sawmill, Andy purchased that when lumber was through the roof. It has already paid for itself, so it is just a cash cow at this point. So keeping checks and balances on what you're putting in and getting out is also very important to make sure you're not wasting your hard-earned money. And also doing things that are highly valuable for barter, like syrup and honey, and like alcohol is always a good bartering tool, and honestly, so is like sausage. People love sausage. A lot of that helps you get a little bit farther in the long run and might gain you a little bit more than its monetary value in the future. He who controls the food controls the people. And this is kind of a big driving factor as to why we like to remain prepared. Having your own food stability, being able to produce your own, saves a ton of money. It also saves dependency. When you are good at food preservation and you don't need to shop at the store, likely you are saving some really significant money. With the food preservation, startup costs can be pretty significant, and there are ways you can offset those costs. Like for the canning supplies, you could can more jams and jellies and sell those. With the chickens, you can sell eggs, or you can choose to raise birds for meat, even hatching chicks, depending on the demand in your area. And another big trick is surrounding yourself with people with a similar mindset. It is so easy to get caught up trying to keep up with the Joneses. If you surround yourself with people that you're trying to keep up with that are like-minded and want to live a debt-free lifestyle, that's going to help you feed off of each other and potentially drive you to try even harder. And you guys aren't going to want to hear it, but if you want to live that debt-free lifestyle, or if you are living a debted lifestyle, you need to pay down your credit cards and get rid of them. Also, dumping the Affirm or Afterpay, those are huge draws on your pocketbook. The amount of money that goes out in stupid interest, stupid high interest like that is unreal. And I've been there, I've done it. It's not a good place to be. Being money right is much better than living in debt. I can attest to that. Another strong way to save that extra money is do it yourself. Anything that you can do yourself, do it. Car repairs, appliance repairs, remodeling if you can. There are so many excellent outlets to get the information from. YouTube is a wealth of knowledge, and I wouldn't recommend taking, the first video you watch for what it is. I think watching several videos, getting a pretty good idea of how things should be done, and going back and trying to do those things yourself can prove to be so incredibly helpful and save more money than I think you would imagine. And the more things you do yourself, the more knowledge that you gain, which leads to the last topic, and that is gain knowledge when and where you can. If you do not have the knowledge, but you know somebody who can help provide it in a one-on-one form, I would suggest offering up your labor in return for the lesson. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one.